Hello, everyone. I was kind of so I may have once again forgotten to charge my phone. So I was kind of like, thankfully the ads were there to allow it to charge for a little bit, and no, Fox. I literally just walk in and already poking me in the face. I'll just accept it this time. I'll just accept it. But I don't know how many more pokes you can get for saving my life in Helldivers at this rate. I feel like you got to be running out soon. And hello, Gusto. Hello. How you doing, Belgo? You doing well, I hope. I hope everyone's having a nice start to their week. It was a nice. We had snow here in Ireland. In some places they got really heavy snow, and we had kind of heavy snow. But the issue was, unfortunately, that it was too wet. The ground was too wet for it to land. It was a big shame. I was really looking forward to it because it was looking so pretty, and some of the flakes were really big. Hello, Nova Shade _SC. How you doing? Thank you very much for the first time chat. Welcome in. You'll make more reasons next time we play. I will give you more reasons, knowing my ability in that game. I will dive into a crowd of bots and I will scream for help. You've been doing well. That's good to hear. You got hit with a lot of snow and ice. Ooh, really? See, the thing is that like a lot of snow and ice for Ireland is like, a foot is a lot of snow here in Ireland because we're just not built to handle it. We don't have the infrastructure for it, and we don't have the. We do have some, but like we don't have a lot of it. So I know some places will be like, a foot of snow. What are you talking about? Silly? But other than that. Oh, wait, I should have said, did I say Guten Tag back, or did I say hello? I can't remember. Guten Tag if I didn't. Peaceful. Well, I try and be peaceful. Or you throw airstrikes on top of us. Wolf won't let me use the airstrike anymore. I'm gonna use the airstrike next time we play, for at least one mission. And I'm not gonna kill anyone. I'm gonna prove that I can use it effectively. Like, I feel like I don't need to have to use it effectively. I feel like collateral damage is, like, perfectly okay, but, Wolf gets a little bit angry. Hello, Clever. Welcome in. How you doing? There's a reason he won't. I'm the reason. I believe in you. Thank you, Belgo. I'm gonna kill both of them with one airstrike. It's not that hard. I'm gonna do it though unintentionally. You got D&D for 2 hours. Ooh. What were you doing, Clever? What were you doing? What were you? What did you guys have any crazy adventures, or did you guys just sit in the tavern? Also a party for 3 hours. Damn, you sound. You've had a nice day, so that's good to hear. Gusto is good, by the way. Okay, I will go with Gusto. I will say your name with gusto from now on. In hopes you had fun. Yeah, it sounds. I really want to play D&D. I was meant to play it for the first time a while back. One of my friends was VTuber friends was going to be doing it, and unfortunately, no, cease your insolence. You happy? You happy with yourself? I've had a bit of a sniffly nose because it's been very cold. So you're just getting like Ruadh snot on your finger. I hope you're okay with that. Yeah, that's not very nice now, is it? Tracking, please work better. Wait, why do I have it over there? I should have it over here. There we go. That's a short D&D game. I suppose so, but anyway, sorry. My friend, a VTuber friend of mine was meant to be doing D&D, and I was going to be playing for the first time, and then his computer exploded. Now that's the type of thing that you hear when like someone doesn't want to do something. I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I can't. Like, you know, if Fox, like if you guys ever messaged me to play Helldivers, I was like, sorry, my computer exploded. That doesn't sound very real, does it? Well, no, his battery actually exploded. I'm just glad he's okay. But he was out of commission for a while. Like I was freaking out. I was freaking out when my AIO cooler was acting up. I can't imagine how I'd feel if my PC exploded. I think I'd be more happy that like the house didn't burn down though. Or well, the trees, my home in the trees. You just can't be there for the whole session. Is that you'll be there to stop a nuke from going off at the start? Good job, Clever. Next time, don't let the nuke go off. Let them kill themselves. You've been sick, so same. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, it's the type of weather where there's sickness going around and people are feeling under the weather. Dang explosions. Yeah, I feel like that's the last thing you want to happen. That's the okay. No wait, that's wrong. Thank you. I like face holes. That might be my like the head pat's cute. The face pokes. I'll just live it out, but the face hole I think might be my favorite. There to balance. Thank you. You have yinged after you yanged, so we are in perfect harmony. You know what I want? You know what game I want to play? Actually, I've been playing it a little bit. I'm not very good at them, but have you guys ever heard of the Total War series? Total War series is a game where you have kind of like a campaign map, and it can be sometimes like historical periods, but they have this game called Warhammer. Well, they have 3 of them: Warhammer 1, 2, and 3. I was gonna say they have this game called Warhammer 3, but it's like they just called it 3 for no reason. Oh no, you don't? Or are you worried about this? I don't know how good of a stream game would be. I feel like it would be funny watching me panic trying to fight battles because I'm not very good at them. You will be sucked in. I've played some of them before. I've done a few campaigns in Total War Attila. I played as the Spartans in Total War Rome 2. Everybody say goodbye to Ruadh. The thing is that I can't get sucked in right now. I can't get sucked in. Like, I would have gotten sucked into Baldur's Gate if I wasn't playing it on stream. I would have gotten sucked in. I would get sucked into Warhammer 3 if I don't plan on well, I've still been playing it. I did stay up until like 5 one night playing it. So, but that was with a day off. But I have things to do. I have an exam coming up next Saturday that I must prepare for. It's gonna go fine, I'm pretty sure. I'm feeling fairly confident. Although I will say I was doing some study today. I was doing some questions today, and it wasn't going well. And I think it was mainly because I had a full day of being busy, and I was kind of just rushing. I feel like, but I think it will go fine. I think it will go fine. I have some stuff to do, but I think if I finish it quickly, I'll be able to use that free time to study. Like, technically I meant to be working, but like I'll just use that time to study. I don't think they'll mind. They won't mind if they don't know. But oh my god, something happened to me. Let me tell you guys about rushing, okay? So, have you guys ever been waiting for public transport of the 4-wheel big block variety, also known as a bus? I don't know why I call it that. And you're waiting for the bus, and you're nice and well. I was very cold today. It was quite cold, so I was staying warm. I was nice and wrapped up. I had my cloak wrapped around me to keep warm. So I'm waiting for the bus, and I know from the thing, because we have like a electronic like kind of time thing that says like when they're coming. So I knew that one was coming fairly soon, and there'd be another one in like 25 minutes, but I don't care about the one in 25 minutes because that's way too late. So I'm sitting there happy as Larry. I don't know why Larry's so happy, but I'm glad that he is. And I see the bus. I sit there. Like, I'm standing at the bus stop. I am leaning. I'm looking the bus driver in the eye, and he drives past me. Let me tell you, I've had this happen to me before, and like, there's times when there's nothing I can do about it, and I just have to accept it. And I end up just screaming. I don't scream, but I do shout at them, and I do curse them out. And then for the next like 5 to 10 minutes, I'm very angry. Unless there's another bus coming along very soon. Because sometimes you're in the bus stops and like there's one or two fairly quick. But this time it was I was waiting and he just drove right past. Instead of shouting, instead of getting very angry because there was I'd be waiting another 25 minutes. I'd probably just walk at that point, to be honest. I would probably have just walked. I decided to sprint to the next stop. Now, the bus was already in front of me. I was sprinting. The only thing that I think saved me was that there was 2 other vehicles in front of it, slowing it down. It didn't get stopped at the red lights as much as I would have liked it to. It felt like everything was trying to stop me. But there was a lot of people at the next stop. But I sprinted. I was like, when I got onto the bus and sat down, I kind of collapsed into a seat. I looked it up later. It was a 300 meters to the next stop. Like, and I know that like 300 meters isn't like a super long endurance time, but this wasn't like endurance. This was a full flat out sprint. With like, I was carrying things too, not on my hands, but on my back. Oh man, I was wrecked. I was fucked after that. Like full out sprints for any distance is hard, but like when you just keep pushing, I think it was a little bit under 300 meters, but Ruadh warrior stamina, I needed it. I needed it today. And like, I think the worst part about it was that like I wasn't warmed up in any way. In fact, I was cold. So I was cold, and suddenly I had to sprint, and I was like, oh, this is lame. You used to do 400 meter sprints. They are draining. I've done a little bit of track and field. I was never the most endurance based person, but I done a little bit of track and field. I done a little bit of sprinting. I was decent. I was okay. I wasn't like on the team, like going into competitions or anything, but I was okay. I was decently fast. But yeah, like there is a big difference between like 100 meter in terms of how much you're pushing and a 200 meter. I never did the 400 meters sprints. It was kind of just like the stuff we were looking at was just like explosive 100 meter and like slightly longer with the 200. But I was so tired. I'd say a good like 10 to 50. I almost missed my stop. Because I was actually just sitting there going for a good like 10 minutes. I think the thing was that I went from like an area of cold just sprinting, and then I went into a warm area with a load of clothes on me. And like I just got really warm as well, so it was actually difficult to like, I don't know, cool down in a weird way. Yeah, actually no, that makes total sense. Then my body would be running hot, but it would stay hot. Like, but yeah, it was a frustrating time. But you know what? I got on the. I made it. I made it to the thing. So that was a win in my book. I should just start driving. I really should. Saves a whole lot of hassle that way. But it's way cheaper. It's way cheaper, man. You can then also go places, so that's pretty handy. But yeah, I suppose that's kind of how my day went. Ugh. Ugh. Now I feel like I pulled something slightly in my leg. I feel like that was, like, I think it's a very slight pull, but I think it's just the fact that I went from 0 to 100. Ugh. I'm so proud that I beat a vehicle, though. I beat a vehicle driving. Woes of public transport, yeah. It's either that or someone trying to start a fight or is really drunk, or is being really weird. What's up? How are you? How you doing? What's up? You doing well? I hope your week's got off to a good start. Proud of you, thank you, Gusto. I view it as my cardio. I was walking for a good bit. Like I did do. What does the tracking thing say? 18,000 steps. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. You didn't have a breast and a bun for dinner today, but you had a breast and a. I like how you guys have made this into a, like, I've never seen it said that way, a BIAB. A breast and a bun. It's actually kind of funny. Like, it almost looks like something like a special that, like, some fast food restaurant would put out. The BIAB. What? Who could? The burger. You could have the BKBIAB. Big Biab. The Big Biab. The Burger King breast and a bun. Or the, I guess the MCD BIAB. BBB. Reminds you of the pen pineapple pen song. Oh, pen pineapple apple pen song. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. When he says papap. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Biab. No, I think BIAB might be the best. But yeah, you guys should have more breasts in the buns. I want you guys to start saying this often. It rolls off the tongue the same way. Breast in a bun, BIAB. Kinda, yeah, a little bit. Although I think you lose the. Do you BIAB? Breast in a bun. Not papap. He said PPAP. He like sings it that way. Yeah, no. I know what you mean. Yeah, I suppose it does. It does roll off in a similar way. I still feel like the long name is better. I feel like the longer name is better. But I want to spread this. That word or that phrase around Twitch. If I ever become a Niji Sanji or like HoloLive streamer, you guys will know, because I'm gonna have that as like a favorite food. I'm gonna have a favorite food, breast in a bun, and then when all like the people whose like only humor is sexual jokes, those are pretty funny. I'm not gonna pretend like sex jokes aren't funny, but when they see that, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you eat breasts," and then I'll be like clipped, and that'll be a great start to my corpo career. BIB is going to become a staple for Ruadh memes. I'm picturing like you know that meme where it's like the guy is like, there's like an image and the guy is looking away from it in like disgust, and then he looks back and he's like, yeah. I feel like you could do something funny with that. I'm gonna put my type jokes, yes. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the one thing that can kind of annoy me. I feel like I haven't. Well, actually, I guess I haven't really been following Niji Sanji for a while. But I remember when like it was like the third or fourth wave of the male sides, and it felt like all of their Twitter jokes were the same. It was the bottom joke because of Mista. Like, I get it. That was great fun. It was very funny. Like, failing earlier this year. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend like Niji Sanji EN has been very good. It seems like it's doing kind of well over on JP's side, at least from the people I was looking at. But even HoloLive are kind of in a bit of tailwind at the moment. If anyone else leaves, it's gonna be rough for them. Like Niji Sanji threw out like 100 VTubers fucking every like year and a half. They can afford to have graduations. Hololive are a little bit more restricted on that. Kind of every graduation is felt, and it's normal for graduations to occur. But I think they had like 9 or something this year. Oof, poor Hololive. Well, it's definitely nowhere near as bad as the Niji's, in terms of like reputation, I suppose. I would like to see Niji fix things because well, like, I mean, that was the group that I started off watching on the JP side. I randomly watched a video. I've explained this before. I randomly watched a video of I knew about VTubers. I knew about the funny anime girls. I knew about the shark. I just seen like memes and stuff, but I never watched them. I never thought I'd watch them. And then I saw a video, Niji Sanji male livers talking English compilation by like the official Niji Sanji English YouTube channel. And this was ages ago. This was back before like Luxium or any of them were around. And I was like, huh? Male VTubers? What the fuck is a liver for one? But male VTubers? I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I just never crossed my mind that could be a thing. And then I watched it, and then one guy said, and where is it? This guy said the word manager in a way that sounded vaguely Irish, and I was like, huh? He has like really good sounding English. Like, his English pronunciation is fantastic. He's probably not as good at speaking it as he was, but his pronunciation is like all practically perfect. But he says manager in a kind of Irish way. I was like, huh? You found that picture mighty quick. I have that still in my sources, but I still could have found it very quick. I know exactly where it is, alongside my other like 150 images. It's probably not. I mean, I have like 800 or like 900 screenshots from a concert. It's not even a joke. Not even a joke. It counted the screenshots. You didn't mean to interrupt the story. No, you're fine. You're fine, Pixel. You're totally fine. Welcome in. It's nice to see you. But I had like 900 screenshots. Yeah, no, I think it started off with 800 and something at the start of that concert, and then by the time it finished, I had just under 1,800. Just under 1,800. That was dangerous. Ruadh Oshi, yeah. I mean, look at him. Look at him. He's pretty. He's also an incredible singer, like literally the widest range I've ever heard. It's insane. But I think what caused it was I had like the main concert screen. I had the main concert view, but then also I had the liver specific view, or the VTuber specific view, so it followed him all the time. And when that happened, I just started spamming. I just started spamming things. Spamming screenshots. But anyway, so he said the word manager. I looked him up. I looked at the name that they said he was, Genzuki Tojiro. I was like, let me look this guy up. And then I found Kaida Haru and his singing voice, and he hooked me. Like, Genzuki grabbed me, and Kaida threw me into a cage and trapped me here. And now I am a VTuber. So yeah, who knows? Maybe WhatsApp, maybe Fox, maybe you guys will become VTubers. Who knows? There was other people. There was other people involved in my journey into becoming a big VTuber fan, but those were the first two. And then there was a certain girl, I won't say her name, but a certain girl I got to follow from the very, very beginning of her. Before she was even a thought, she just asked for a bit of advice somewhere, and I got to follow her from the very beginning, and that was an incredible time, I have to say. You have been asked if you would buy a few others. You have a type? Yeah, true. That's very true. I'm not gonna lie. We could form a VTube boy band. You are my fire, the one desire. Believe when I say I want it that way. This is meant to be ASMR. What happens to my reading streams? I always just talk for too long. You liked the look. You should like the look. You've considered streaming, but you don't know if it's for you. I think everyone could try it, but like I thought it wasn't for me. But I enjoy just chatting away. I think it's a lot of fun. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Fox, I swear, you poke me one more time. I'm gonna airstrike you. But yeah, that was the story of how I got into VTubing. You do anyway, yeah, but I'll intentionally do it. The other times I do it by accident. But this time I'll probably blow myself up more by doing it intentionally, by on accident kill myself as well. Cute. Thank you, Gwynny. I'm glad you liked my little singing. How are you? How are you, Miss Gwynny Gobs? The Goblin Lady. The short stack, as I've heard her called. You're good, you're good. That's nice to hear. I hope you... Excuse me, I just had a cup of tea and a chocolate biscuit cake, and I'm quite happy. I had some before stream, like literally right before stream, as I was waiting for the stream for ads to finish. I had a little burp. But I hope you had a nice... Oh no, wait, no, I think I asked you about your Christmas. You had your birthday as well. You love you some tea. That was literally me, Gob. Oh man, I love chocolate biscuit cake. It's the best. It is the best. I remember I had chocolate biscuit cake that was made with like little like Belgian chocolate, cooking chocolate. Oh, it was like I was in heaven. It was like I was in heaven. But I'm cutting back on how much I'm eating now. So I only had like a small bit of it. After Christmas, you cut back on how much you're eating because there's just you've eaten too much, and it's really hard to do because there's still like 5 full boxes of sweets around me, and there's still 5 boxes of sweets that I could easily go. And the thing is I have quite the sweet tooth. Like when I go down and pick out a few little sweets, I'm gonna take at least 4 or 5 of them. Your house is empty of food. Your brunch was just a small tub of gingerbread cookies. What's up? Please don't starve. Go get some food soon. I hope the gingerbread cookies were nice, though. What cookies do we have? We have, like, tea cakes. They're pretty nice. Shopping coming tomorrow. Sounds good. Sounds good. I think, though... Wait, who clipped me? Did someone just clip me? They were the hard ones and you prefer softer ones. Oh no. I can't see the clip. Why can't I see the clip? That's not fair. You have dark chocolate digestives. Oh, Gusto. Now that's a good shout. You like them hair. You like dark chocolate digestives? I also like dark chocolate digestives. I really like dark chocolate stuff. Although I remember I once had these chocolate dark chocolate cookies, but like they were like it wasn't really, it was more like the cookie itself was infused with dark chocolate. I can't explain it, but it was not nice. It was like crumbly. It just wasn't nice. Triple chocolate cookies, your beloved. Oh, I haven't had a proper cookie in a while. I mainly get like they're these Marks and Spencer Jaffa cakes, dark chocolate Jaffa cakes. I don't know what it is they do with them, but they are the best. The best. If you are looking for the best Jaffa cakes, those are the Jaffa cakes you want. They're just so orangey. This is the only way I can put it. Oh, you know what I want right now? I want Terry's chocolate orange. I want a Terry's chocolate orange right now. What have you guys done to me? Ruadh really loves his Jaffas. I love Jaffa cakes. I love Jaffa cakes. I heard you mention them a lot. You know what? There is a reason for that. I mean, 1800 years ago, when in under the Sheed Mountains, when I'd go visit my great granny, she would always have a packet of Jaffa cakes, and for me, like it was like the small little bag of them, and so I'd have those when I was a little tot before I went off and joined the Fianna. Terry's white chocolate orange is so good. I haven't tried a white one. I probably have. No, I don't think I have. Oh, they definitely have a dark chocolate. I want to try a dark chocolate Terry chocolate orange. They are the best. Jammy Dodges are pretty good as well. I should do a like a biscuit ranking stream. I've never done a tier list stream, but I feel like that's like you know, a staple of being a VTuber. I want to do a biscuit ranking stream. And I'd rank them and tell you why they're good or not. And then there'd be like six. Then like there'd be like 6 or 7 that I've actually tried, and like the 200 others would be like, I don't know. I don't eat these. Count you in. Sounds good. Sounds good. It'll be a lot of fun, I think. And then I who knows? Maybe there'd be some weird ones that you guys haven't heard of, or maybe some weird ones that you guys can suggest to me. Because there is certain biscuits that like people I found like really like, and I just never liked. There's these ones, I can't even remember what they're called now. They have like this fluffy stuff on top and with jam in the middle, and then like kind of a soft biscuit underneath. I'm just like, no. It's gonna include the cheap knockoffs. Some of the cheap stuff is actually pretty good. Like, it doesn't even have to be cheap knockoffs. It just like sometimes they just happen to have really nice ingredients wherever they get it from. Penguin and seal bears. Oh, penguin bears. Oh yeah, I haven't had a penguin bear in a while. Kit Kat and breakaways. Oh my god, I'm just getting hit. Oh, you know what I just thought of? Timeouts. I haven't had a timeout, like a proper wafer bar, in a while. You know what I want to try, and I've heard are disgusting from my American friends? A Klondike bar. I've heard they're not nice. Like, love a good wafer bar. The purple snack is the best, by the way. The purple snack is the best. A Klondike bar. The only thing I know about it is it had an ad campaign called "What Would You Do for a Klondike?" And they had like really weird stuff. I think I saw an ad as well where some guy like bit into one, and suddenly he was in like the top of the Alps. He was like standing on a mountaintop, and then went back in. I don't know what was exactly going on there. Hi Doodle, how you doing? How you doodling? Nothing. That's what. Oh, that's what in terms of what it is. Yeah, I've heard from my friends that they are not nice. That they're icky and one should not have them. Are they like the Bounties of America? No one likes them. I think so, maybe. I think that might be the case. For those of you who don't know, Bounties are like coconut chocolate bars, and they're always the ones that are left in the tubs of chocolate. I think, weirdly enough, I feel like it's also like the color of their wrapping. There's something about the color of their wrapping that just does not make them look appetizing. In the little chocolate boxes. Your mum loves them. Your mum is a strain. But you know, there's always got to be one. There's got to be one to hoover them up, I suppose. You're good, currently crying over Epic the Musical for the second day in a row. Oh, I'm glad you found a music that you are a musical that you liked so much. Or maybe you hated it. Maybe you're crying tears of like anger. Like, how could this thing exist? How could this thing be spawned from a person's mind to haunt me? Somehow I feel like that's not what's happening, but it very well could be. I don't think so though. I'm guessing you liked it a lot. In distress because it's so good and leaving you craving. Oh, when there's something that's so good and like you just need to watch it. You want more of it. That's basically how fan fiction starts, you know. You love something so much that you're like, okay, I just need more of this. He was a fan of Hamilton too. Need to watch. Everyone loves it. Coconut is good though. I've never had a good coconut chocolate bar. I'm sorry, Fox. I'm sorry. You know what? You are an important part of the ecosystem though, Fox. You're a very important part of the ecosystem. If you didn't exist, then the coconut chocolate business would be out of business, basically. There wouldn't be a business. Actually, that means there'd be more like caramels, chocolates in there, and like coffee chocolates. I don't think you should be a part of the ecosystem anymore. I want more coffee and caramel. I love caramel chocolates. Like I feel bad because if there's a roses box, like all of the golden caramels are going to be gone in about. Like I try and stop myself. Oh, coconut. Oh, okay. Just coconut. Okay. I've had coconut water and stuff before, but I never actually had a proper coconut. I should get one, and then struggle to open it on stream. Can you watch it all on YouTube? You know, I watched. You know that like Chinese rap meme where it's like a guy rapping and then it goes to like some old musical that sounds like a guy rapping as well. It's hard to I can't do it, and even if I did it, it sounds by itself the most racist thing, and me doing it would definitely sound very racist if I attempted to. I think I did it on stream once because I was like, no, this is literally how it sounds. But I will not do it because people might get angry at me. I should just have it as like a soundboard ready to play. But I remember I watched the actual musical that's based off of, and it was actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was really cool watching like Chinese musical. A Chinese play. You heard Ruadh singing about 20 times, playing multiple times at once. Was I do? Huh? Yeah, no, I think your Twitch just glitched. Your grandpa likes the bounty chocolates. You would eat it, but you're not a hardcore fan. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. You just got decimated. What's up? Did you open the clip and did it open like 20 different tabs? Well, I'm glad you have. I'm glad you got to hear my voice like amplified times 20. You were just watching the stream. Did that happen for anyone else? Man, I really hope. I don't know. I didn't hear anything. I'm sure it's fine. I think everyone else might be dead because of hearing loss. I killed them by sonic soundwave by playing my singing at like 500 times volume. Well, there goes all of my viewers, bar one. Nothing weird on your end? Okay, we're all good. Clearly, WhatsApp, you just got like shocked. Jeff Bezos just decided to prank you by destroying your hearing. Echo from Ben 10 in disguise. Echo. I don't remember that one that well. I think that was the one that screamed, but wasn't there the... What was the one that ran really fast? The speedster, the blue guy. Was that Echo? Because I remember, didn't he shout? Couldn't he scream? I remember the flame guy. And then forearms. Billy, I don't have a naked redeem. It doesn't exist. Don't you like blush walk away. Get back here. No, you're just gonna die in about 2 seconds. You're gonna melt or you're gonna like faint. Oh no. This is a targeted attack. Your ears might as well be bleeding. See sleep. He sleeps. Okay, you know what? That's better than him dying. Maybe he's getting a little bit stronger. He exerts himself by coming into other streamers' chats, into boys' chats, and going and trying all different commands. And then he gets very eepy. I imagine that if it worked, he would no longer be eepy and he would be satisfied. You're gonna scream into the void, BRB. Be careful, Doodle. If you scream into the void, it might scream back. Or it might be me screaming in WhatsApp's ears. But anyway, talking about sleep, I'm actually going to start doing the ASMR portion of this. I've just been chatting for the most part. So we're going to go into the reading section of the stream. Echo Echo is from the second season. Yeah. That was a good one. That was actually like fun. The one where they're like slightly older and Kevin Levin is like a main character for some reason. I mean, I know he was kind of important there. They can multiply and maybe I do know them actually. That does sound kind of familiar. But anyway. We're gonna get back into the reading. We're almost finished looking at Martin Luther and kind of the development of Protestantism that arose out of him. So as always, if you want to actually listen in, feel free to do so. I'd love to have that. And if you just want to have me on in the background as a bit of white noise, then I do hope you enjoy. And if you're going to sleep, if you're going to go eep, then I hope you have a lovely sleep with the sweetest dreams. So, we had a long kind of discussion between the debate between Erasmus and Luther on the freedom of the will. Luther, viewing the power of God as absolute, could not and simply would not accept the idea of mankind having free will, rather believing in a form of predestination. Erasmus came down on the other side, attempting to argue that of course humans were free, because he was worried that if one rejects such an idea, then that means evil is solely because of God, which would square very strangely with the idea of God as supremely good. You were going to sleep, but the screaming attack has made your room boiling hot. Huh? Are you just really warm? You might just... I hope you're okay, Ruadh. Be careful. You know what that probably is? It's probably the fact that you got like a sudden serious fright and your heart is like beating. I remember one time a friend of mine, Diamandis, we were you're secretly dying. Please don't secretly die. Please publicly die so that the ambulance can come and help you and stop you from publicly dying. Diamandis, he has this scream that's really loud. I never knew about it, and we were chatting one time on VC, and I kind of started drifting off to sleep because it was very late. And suddenly he just plays this scream, and I genuinely thought that something had happened to him, and I bolted upright, and I can't do anything. I'm not wherever he is, and my heart was beating out of its chest as I was like, "Dia, are you okay? Are you okay?" And he. Like, once the screaming stopped, all I could hear was him skidding laughing. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was just like, I was shaken. I was like, I was kind of pissed off, but then I found it funny afterwards. But for a good 5 minutes, my heart was beating out of my chest. And I was like, I could feel the adrenaline going. And hello, Dee. How's my favorite angel girl doing? It's nice to see you. I was talking about Genzuki earlier. And Kaida Haru. I was talking about how they got me into VTubing. And hello, Laughs a Lot. Welcome in. How you guys doing? You guys are just getting in here when I was about to start the reading. I know it's 50 minutes into the stream, but I'm finally starting the reading. I think chat's getting better. The chat is getting way better at keeping me talking. But anyway, and let me set this up. There we go. And that's a good thing. Entirely chat's fault. No, it's like you guys chat and I have to respond. I have to say I don't want someone to feel left out. Poor Ruadh is delayed from his books. Literally, you guys are stopping me from reading my books. You guys are like you know what you guys are like? You're talented conversationalists. Well, yes, but you know what you guys are like? You guys are like the guy who strides up to the girl sitting in like a long-sleeved jumper with like her hood up and is like tucked away in the corner with her book, and you're like trying to chat her up. That's what you guys are. That's what you guys are. I'm just trying to read my book, and you guys are trying to like chat me up and keep me talking. And you keep stopping me. Hello, Mama! Mama. Okay, you know what? No, she can sit at my table. That's okay. You guys can't, though. You're not that confident. Someone give us Ruadh coffee shop hoodie art. You know, if you want to just draw a stick figure and just do a line, a sitting stick figure, and do a line pointing at it and says Ruadh, I will count that as fan art and I will love it. Why can't a nose be 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot. That's a joke that you would get out of a Christmas cracker, but it's the type of joke that makes me giggle. That's a pretty good one. A stick figure as a hoodie is more than you can manage. I didn't say it has to have a hoodie. It can just be a stick figure. Well, good morning. Good morning, Inca. How's Mama? How you doing? I hope you're having a nice time. We're getting more Australians. I'm becoming an Australian streamer. Oh no, I'm gonna have to start like catering to you guys more. Wait, how do I rotate again? I don't use. Huh? Wait. I thought I just. D. Inca, how do I rotate again? Suddenly I forget. Don't you? Huh? I'm pretty certain I'm doing it correctly. I was clicking shift. I'm so dumb. I just didn't know. Okay. Joke ruined, but we're still doing joke. There we go. I am now helping the Australians feel more comfortable. Feet? Stop staring at my feet. Hello. Wait, no. I have to it's all reversed. I have to look down. This is really awkward. Hello, love cat. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Don't stare at my feet and don't stare at my thighs. What's wrong with you guys? Stop it. Walking up to a stranger to talk. That's how I got over social anxiety. I just forced myself to talk to people, and then I also complimented people as I walked past them on the street. Sometimes it's really easy to do that, and sometimes you just have to do it as you pass a random person. Hot only to shame us for it. Yeah. What? You guys are so tiny down here. You guys are so tiny now. But thank you for the head pat. Thank you for the head pat, love cats. I should have... I wonder how Haru did that thing where, like, when he flipped upside down, it would pet his chest. Thank you for the hydrate. Wait, where is my hydrator? My hydrator. My... I don't know why that's funny to me. There it is. Thank you. There is a setting in VTS to reverse the tracking inputs, but you forget where it is. Yeah, I could definitely do something to move the hand, but I just forgot that I had to hold down... I was trying to hold down shift. Fetch me my hydrator. Okay. Let me spin around real quick. Yeah. You guys can freak out. There we go. Okay. We're actually going to start the reading now. And thank you, thank you, Lowcat, for the headband again. Thank you. Check fan art channel? Huh? What's this? I'm sorry, Australians. I can only hang upside down for so long. I don't know how you guys do it. I love this so much. Hang on. Okay, before we read, again, you guys keep distracting me. You're so mean. But before I have to show you guys this wonderful piece of art that WhatsApp made for me. It's literally me. I see no difference. You know what? Hang on. Oh, okay. Which one's me? Which one's me? Can you guys tell? I bet you can't. Guess. Left or right? Left or right? The blush is a nice touch. The blush is a nice touch. The blush is a very nice touch. Dang, even more handsome. Yeah, I'm sorry, Inca. I'm sorry, Inca. I might have to just completely abandon this wonderful model you made me, because, like, I mean, there's really no comparison right here. Now you can't tell the difference. Gotta flip a coin. Well, actually, you're all wrong, because it's a little Ruru down here is actually me. I'm just a puppet that little Ruru controls to read things. You think you have to hire WhatsApp? I have to? Yeah. $5,000 would not even be fair compensation for such a masterpiece. Thank you, WhatsApp. I will stick that on the fridge of Discord. I don't know what the fridge of a Discord is, but I'll figure it out. You don't know your language very well, but you try to understand it as best you can. No worries at all, Love Cat. No worries at all. I do hope that I'm understandable to you. But thank you so much for joining, and feel free to use whatever translator, because I can probably work out what you're saying. But thank you so much for joining, and thank you for all the head pats. You'll take it, meat puppet. Okay, I'm gonna have to show you guys something later, another stream. But I got a present from someone, and it looks really bad. So what it is it's basically a you know what? I'm not even going to tell you guys. That's going to be for another stream. That's going to be for another stream. But let me tell you, when you know, no, you know what? I'll briefly describe it. It's a cylinder. It's a kind of a cylinder shape, kind of oval cylinder, I suppose, whatever that would be called. And it has a pair of kind of lips at the end of it. And that's it's not what you think it is. It was a Christmas present, and that's all I'm going to say until I show you guys. I'm 100% sure that it's not what you guys are thinking of. It is not that. It is not that. I am telling you right now, it isn't. You could probably turn it into that if you put something inside of it. I don't know why you do that, but sure, you could. But it's not for that. It's not for that. Already off to a bad start. This is a wonderful start, Pixel. Puppeting Rue is meat. Don't... I'd be worried that, like, if I got really popular, someone would try and take my skin. You're using the translator if you serve badly, and it's the No worries at all, Love Cat. I can understand well enough. Hello, says Kira. Thank you very much for the follow. It's okay. It's okay. Hang on, let me... Wait, I can head pat them. I'm not gonna get to read. I'm not gonna get to read today, am I? Hello, says Kira. Thank you so much for the first time chat. No, I am gonna read in a moment. And there's nothing you guys can stop me. Hang on, but I do want to do this very quickly. He got head pats. That's what he got. no reading for today. No, you guys can't stop me. I'll read. You know what? I guess this is a reading stream because I'm reading chat, technically. I'm reading you guys. Thank you so much for understanding. Thank you so much for being here. It's very much appreciated, Love Cat. Let Ruadh read. Thank you for the support. Clever. Getting gifted a certain type of toy for Christmas. Every time someone says cylinder, you think about the red cylinder post. Guys, how do I what was it again? How do I get a cylinder out of a... Oh, what was it? He got a cylinder stuck in something. He got it very stuck. But... Yeah, no, I'm going to have to show you guys that later. It's imperative that the cylinder remains unharmed. Hello, UA. Hello. Welcome in. Oh, sorry, I didn't even... I didn't realize there's a lot. It's a very busy chat today. Chuba. Don't put your cylinder in tubas. Don't. Do not, okay? Keep your cylinders away from me. It was his cylinder and it was stuck. Hello, Grim Tea Addict. I like that name. How you doing? Okay. Because I only have 9 pages to finish this chapter. Where was it stuck? In a tube of sorts. But anyway, I'm going to finish this chapter. So I'm not going to cover you guys. I'm not going to look at you. I'm not going to look at you guys. I'm going to read. You're good. Just relaxing. I immediately broke that. I immediately lied to myself. Whoa, I'm never gonna get to read. It's so over. Hello, Rick Seger. How are you? Hello, Mofuku. Thank you so much for the raid. Moth raid, you're a moth. Were you attracted by the fire? I assume that's what brought you here. You were attracted by the fire. This is the anti-literacy brigade. Moths do eat books, so I suppose that is the case. Hello, 917 Kevin. Hello, Beef Boy. Hello, PO14. Hello, Swamp Dweller. Hello, I am friendly guy. You're very friendly, I'm sure. Hello, Hypocritical. Hello, Mofuku. Hang on, wait, let me... Before I forget, shout... I can't type. Shout out. There we go. Mokufu. There we go. And give her the shout out. Or him. I'm not familiar. I don't actually recognize. I usually recognize my people. What were you up to, Mokufu? What were you up to? Why is my chat frozen? Oh no. Excuse me a moment. Let me fix this. Why does the scuff happen? When people join? Hello everyone though. I hope you're all doing very well. Perfect time for... No, yeah, I was just about to start reading after my chat has been holding me hostage from me reading. It's very sad. It's very mean of them. It's very mean. You were doing ASMR too. And she is okay? That's good to know. Nope, pre-roll. You don't get to do an ad right now. We're busy. But welcome in everyone. There's a lot of you. Oh my god. So I guess a brief introduction is in order. My name is Ruadh Uaquilta. I am a half-human, half-Tuatha. That is the god people of Ireland who inhabited Ireland before the Gael arrived, before sort of the humans arrived. I am also a Fenian warrior, second... my father was Cuilta, second of the Fianna, only to Fionn McCool himself, and nowadays I get poked in the face by Fox and by many other people. Greetings from New Zealand. My god, this is even more of a Australian chat already. If you guys would like to see a bit more of my lore, please work. Don't be the... There we go. See, that should bring you to a thing that's all about V and my lore, because that's what we love about VTubers, their lore. Thank you very much. I'm the friendly guy for the follow. Very much appreciated. But thank you so much. What type of ASMR were you doing? I meant to be doing a reading stream, and that's usually the type of ASMR I do, where it's nice and cozy and there's a fire. That's not what this stream has become, though. And thank you, Scareface17s_308_dreamy for the follow. Very much appreciated. It's not mean, it's love because we want to talk to you. No, you guys are just bullying me. I said before that you're stopping me. You're like the overconfident guy who won't leave the lady in the long-sleeved jumper and her hood up alone while she sits in the corner trying to read her book. You experimented some. You're new to ASMR, so you did some ear massages. Ooh, those are really nice. Those are really nice. I'm going to have to check out... Hang on, wait, did I follow you? Did I remember to follow you? There we go. I'm going to have to check out your stream later. I'm always looking for new ASMR artists to fall asleep to. And thank you so much, Mofuku, for the follow. I'm supposed to be reading, but I'm not, is often how it goes. It does. Rua's fire noises are elite. Yeah, I'm making this... You guys don't know. I'm making this sound with my mouth, all at the same time that I'm talking. I'm very talented, don't you know? The birds that you're hearing and the crickets, those are... What would make sense for that to be? I don't know. Those are my hands. They're doing stuff. Sefbra. Welcome in. Damn. Very talented. It's really funny, Ink, because audio, my mouth moves due to audio as well as tracking. When I do ASMR and I'm doing like tapping or like ear massage or like any noises, even when I'm not talking, my mouth's still moving. So it's literally like I am actually just making the noises. Very talented voice actor. Talented with his mouth. I mean, I suppose that... I guess that's what being a talented voice actor is. What's up? Could be the best beatboxer to ever live. Wow, that I had to withhold myself from beatboxing right there. Because I don't know how to beatbox. Chicka chicka wah. No, stop. Cease. Don't encourage me. Don't encourage me to be doing dumb things. Oh my god. It's this account. It's the it's the abandoned bad dragon toy. I know this one. I've seen it so much. No. No. It's been abandoned. It's been left in my chat now. It's so over. You know of me. I do know of you. I know of you well. You came back because you want to hear reading. Thank you, Love Cat. Thank you. I'm worried this... You know what? We'll probably be able to get the reading to begin in a moment. Because we can then finish the chapter. Deceased. Christmas presents coming back to roost. Okay. So to give you guys a quick explanation of what that means, I'm just going to explain it. I got this thing as a present for Christmas. It is a cylinder with a pair of lips on it. Okay, it's a tube with it is a tube on the end, a pair of lips. It's not what you think. It's not that. I promise. I swear. No, Pip, it's not that. I swear. Sus. You guys can sus me, remember? Huh? Wait, where's my own sus emote? I have Rua sus. My personal favorite is the one that's running at you. It's so funny. What else could it possibly be? I am going to take a photo and show it later on another stream, because I can't, like, I don't, it's another place. I don't want to go get it now. I hid it. I hid it away because honestly, even if it's not that thing, how do I explain that to someone if they see it? I couldn't explain it. But I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to explain it, and I'm going to prove that it's not what you guys think. Hiding his shape. You have a cousin who has a face instead of a... Oh no. Oh no. You're a bit concerned by the way I said it. Listen, when I show you guys, it's going to make complete sense. I promise. It's going to make complete and utter sense. I swear. He's hiding it IRL? Because how do I explain it if someone walks in? I don't know how to explain kissing practice. No. Somehow that's worse to me than like a normal toy of such a variety. Which it isn't. You turned... What is going on? Mama, I'm not being... No, Mama, listen. This is just a really funny coincidence of the way this thing works. And hello, Mel. First time viewer, anything to know. My chat is being mean and bullying me is what's happening right now. Listen. Look, I'm listening, but I don't know what you're talking about. Oh no. Oh no. Is Rua's chat always like this? No. No, it isn't, I promise. I usually don't have this many viewers. Breasts of... Oh no. Okay. I have a question for you guys. And this pretty... Okay, I have a question. When you guys think of a chicken burger or a chicken sandwich or whatever, what do you guys call it? Do you... Where in Ireland, a term for it is... No, because there's like more people... Listen, Pip, there's like more people here, okay? There's more people right now. What do you guys call it? Because we call it... well, places anyway, call it a breast in a bun, okay? It's a chicken breast in a bun. And I think it makes way more sense. The name is being censored. Burger with chicken? What's wrong with a chicken burger? Like breaded chicken, like chicken sandwich. Can we? I think it should be breast in a bun. I think it should be breast in a bun. I think that's the superior naming convention. You're gonna tell Wolfie about this tube with lips? Oh no, he's gonna bully me next time I'm in his stream. Your check, it doesn't work like that here. Is that where the person lost you? In Czech? The Czech Republic? That's where you were abandoned. Poor bad dragon toy. You could say chicken burger too. I could! But to me, breast in a bun is better. Thank you, Mel, for the follow. Thank you so much. You're French, so you don't have much really weird names. Don't you guys call a Big Mac a Royale with cheese? A Royale with cheese. Oh, no, wait, that's the quarter pounder, isn't it? They don't got the metric system over there. The Big Mac is a Big Mac. But over there, they call it Le Big Mac. Everyone think chicken sandwich is right. You're right. No, you guys are just wrong. You just... Listen, I am the stoic sage. I am the stoic sage here to bring you knowledge and clarity and truth. And the correct thing. What is BIAB? That is breast in a bun. For some reason, my chat has decided that BIAB shall be the like way to say it. Wow, having an active chat is hard. I'm like, am I missing things? In your language, it would be... I'm going to butcher this. Panino con il pollo. Polo. Oh, wait. Polos hermanos. Yeah, polo. Panino con il polo. I'm definitely saying that like a native. Like a native. That came off... that rolled off my tongue Even better than a native, I would say. You're Italian? Oh. Panino con il pollo. There we go. There we go. Now it's native. Now it's native. As an American, in exchange for great knowledge, I give you gun. Use it responsibly. I'm going to point it at the first person I see and go, bang! That's gun safety. Remember, guys, the first rule of gun safety is to have fun. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. The ab is a funny word. I like it too. My chat's very inventive. Rip. Okay. There are 9 pages of this chapter left. Left. I want to do it. And that's how Ruadh plays Helldivers. It is. But usually with bigger guns and airstrikes. They don't shoot. Remember the drawing you did. I didn't say I was going to shoot. I'm just going to point a loaded gun at people and go bang. I'm going to say the word bang. They'll be fine. There's 9 No, at the end of this chapter, there's like another 150 pages. You might go honk me soon then. Sounds good. Have a lovely eep, Mel. I hope you have sweet dreams. Bang, exactly. You finger bang them. You go bang. What's that South Park? Isn't that a South Park episode? Finger bang. It's midnight here. It's almost midnight here as well. We're just one thing over. One hour behind. But, okay. Yeah, finger bang is when you point at someone and you go bang. Okay, so I'm going to read. For those of you who are still here, from Mokofu. I'm pronouncing that correctly, Mokofu. We're currently reading a book titled The Theological Origins of Modernity. I'm sure that's a whiplash. Ruadh's sus? No, he isn't. I am perfectly normal. And when I show you guys that thing, you guys are going to understand. It's perfectly say-so. Literally, it is. But we're going to go whiplash right now because one thing that I do is I read books. I usually read books. Often they're philosophy, history, mythology, theology even. So we're currently reading a book about the theological origins of modernity that basically argues that all of modernity can be traced back to a single argument, a single debate that occurs between the realists, those who believe in universals, and the nominalists, those who don't believe in universals. At this point, it's probably a bit too late. It's probably a bit too late for to explain it in full. But it's a very, very good book, and definitely one that I would highly recommend to anyone who is even vaguely interested in philosophy, because I think it really helps understand a lot of the discussion between various philosophers. It's by Michael Allen Gillespie, if you're going to look it up later. So, when we last left off, we were looking at Erasmus, Martin Luther, and was it yes, Erasmus, I believe. Their debate on the freedom of the will in place of the nominalist God. So I hope you get nice and cozy and comfy as we begin our reading for tonight. An hour and 20 minutes into the stream. Thank God I started a little bit early. Erasmus's Hyperpistus. Erasmus's response to Luther was titled A Warrior's Shielding. Hyperpistus, a discussion of free will against the enslaved will, by Martin Luther. Luther's response to his initial argument convinced Erasmus that schism was unavoidable. He'd already recognized the likely result of Luther's teaching in the diatribe. Quote, "This seditious wantonness of your pen brings destruction down on all things." He had been convinced that Luther's agitation would not eliminate corruption, improve morals, or foster real piety, but instead would aggravate the tyranny of princes, bishops, theologians, and monks. Liberal studies would be disregarded and humanists regarded with deep suspicion. Luther would thus shatter the whole world with strife and destruction. Nor was he willing to accept Luther's assertion that this conflict was inherent in the world, asserting that it was the result rather of how Luther had interpreted and preached the Word. All of these concerns after 2 years seemed to have only been too fully realized, and they scarcely needed to be pointed out in detail. So this is talking about the Protestant Reformation, and then later the Wars of Religion. Martin Luther, the guy who really kick-started the Reformation, of course, and Erasmus, a very well-known theologian and philosopher. Erasmus begins by defending his skepticism. He asserts that Luther has mischaracterized him as a skeptic who calls basic Christian doctrine into question, when in fact he only suggests suspending judgment about obscure matters of interpretation or more peripheral images. For Erasmus, a skeptic is not someone who does not care what is true or false, but is rather someone who does not leap to conclusions or fight to death for his own opinion. Luther, by contrast, acts as if he were God himself, asserting as certain what can at best be probable. Erasmus here again draws on the ancient debate, and particularly on Carneades' famous concept of the probable as a sensitive alternative to Luther's impossible, Stoic demand for certainty. Play with your tube. I think it could make some pretty good ASMR noises, I'm not gonna lie. It has plastic, it has rubber, it has foam. It has a thing you can put onto the ear so you can hear it better. You guys are really confused what this thing is. It will make sense, I promise. Why do you remind me of the Pope in the Rising of the Shield Hero? I don't know. Cheesecake. I do enjoy cheesecakes, I must say. I'm a big fan of cheesecakes. Specifically Malteser cheesecakes. You know what? Actually, I was just thinking. There's a couple new people. Here's my full outfit. I think people like seeing outfits. I just wanted to show it off a little bit. My mama Inca did an incredible job. And then my rigger Marbury did another incredible job making me all fluid. And I can take off clothing. I can have a cloak, and I can just have my inner, and then I can have it all together. Hang on, there we go. The more you make us wait, the more you'll be suspicious. I know, and that's the fun of it. I'm sure people would love for you to play with a tube on your stream, but this one is yours. No, not that type of... I'm sure they would as well, Wolf. Chocolate cake with strawberries on top. Ooh, now that's also a great shout. Although for me, strawberries have to be accompanied by like whipped cream. It has to be like a kind of a creamy cake. Huh? Excuse me a minute. How does this work again? How does the timeout? There we go. I found that comment a little bit strange. Maybe there was a bit of a translation barrier, but I'm just going to time you out for a little bit because I felt like that was a little bit of an odd question and a little bit personal, and I think I'd rather just have you kind of go chill out for a little bit. You went for 5 minutes and someone's in trouble, and it's perfectly okay if it was like a misunderstanding or maybe a joke attempt that just didn't land. That's okay, but kind of asking about my underwear is a strange thing. Kind of just out. Like I have I have joked about that before, but not just kind of suddenly. A slight bit perverted, yes. A little bit etchy. Behind this discussion of the ways and extent to which we can understand Scripture lie radically different and competing notions of what it means to be a human being and a Christian. For Erasmus, humans are fallible, and a Christian must constantly struggle along with others using every tool available to make sense out of revelation. God, and I will say, by the way, for those of you who are new, this isn't necessarily a religious book. It's not a religious book. It's a book that's discussing a debate that occurs within religion, within Christianity. So there is, of course, going to be discussions of that. God does not suddenly give us supernatural insight into the meaning of Scripture, and conversion is not a rapid and radical reversal, but a gradual transformation. Here again, Erasmus denies the Stoic core of Luther's position. The knowledge that Luther and the Stoics claim to possess is merely an illusion. Even within the limited confines of the Stoic cosmos, such knowledge was scarcely conceivable. The Stoic themselves, for example, repeatedly wondered whether there had ever been a Stoic sage. For Christians, the possibility of such knowledge is even more remote, because the object of knowledge is not the finite cosmos, but the infinite God. Erasmus thus derides Luther's claim to certain knowledge as hubristic and argues that such claim to the divine knowledge put civilization at risk. He believes that Luther's claim to divine inspiration is especially dangerous, because it is also a claim to absolute rectitude. Moreover, since such inspiration is the only source of goodness, it is also a claim akin to that of the Stoics, that everyone who is not divinely inspired is evil, and that they are all equally evil. Erasmus points out that the absurd consequence of the Stoic notions is that whatever is done apart from grace is equally damnable, so that the tolerance of Socrates is no less grievous an offence in the sight of God than the cruelty of Nero. This view, in his opinion, can only lead to disaster. Ruadh, you busy later with your tube, or would you get down in big tube and be launched at high speeds into enemies of managed democracy? Unfortunately, I am back to the real world, Wolf. Unfortunately, working, and I have to be up early tomorrow. Maybe sometime during the weekend, though. I think playing during the unless it's kind of like earlier in the day. Like it's almost time for me to, in about an hour's time, I'm probably going to be finishing up stream, for instance, and then going to sleep. So, yeah, it's a tough struggle. It's a tough struggle. Thank you for the head pat. Maybe during the weekend. I'd definitely be down for during the weekend. Friday isn't going to work. I have an exam Saturday. Early Saturday, though, so maybe sometime during Saturday. He's reading. Only a half an hour in. I know. According to Erasmus, Luther's belief in man's utter subordination to God is wrong on several accounts. First, man is not ridden by either God or Satan, but chooses to follow one or the other. Human beings are clearly pulled by their inclinations and habits in opposite directions, influenced by their desires, their past choices, and their choices of their ancestors. But they are not utterly determined by any or all of these. Luther is thus wrong to equate fallen mankind with Satan. It is true that both turned away from God and are continually concerned with their passions, but Satan cannot will anything good, while there are still seeds of decency in mankind and a certain inclination and striving for what is right. Adam's sin rendered man's will faint, not extinct, wounded, not killed, crippled by an injury, but not amputated, left half alive, not dead. Thus, when God offers man a chance to change his way, he is able to do so, although the capacity to do so varies from person to person. In the Hyperpistus, Erasmus minimizes original sin. Indeed, it becomes almost insignificant. The source of evil lies not in man's nature, but in his education. Humans are weak rather than evil. There was good even in a fallen and unredeemed humanity. While, quote, reason without grace is overthrown by the passions, it does not follow that there is no propensity for good. Erasmus thus comes close to articulating a faith in natural and almost inextinguishable human goodness. He subsequently asserts the need to see the continued existence of a natural tendency to virtue, even in the wickedest of human beings. Did it not occur to me in any way that that was a Helldivers reference? Was a ballistic missile? Well, they turn into ballistic missiles, basically. You should be sleeping by now, but you like listening to when people read. Usually I read a lot more, I promise. Rue is a good reader for real. Thank you, Ruadh, and thank you, Pip, for agreeing. I think that might have been a comment to last a lot. I'll just take it as a compliment. In his positive evaluation of human nature, Erasmus appears to be more a Christian humanist than a appears to be more a Christian humanist than a Christian humanist. Within the framework of the debate that he and Luther have employed, this is a step back from the skepticism to something like Vala's Epicureanism, but an Epicureanism that is bound up with Ficino's Neoplatonic vision of love running through creation and pulling us continually toward God. The attenuation of the original sin does not mean that grace becomes unimportant for Erasmus, but it does mean that the specific act of justifying grace is so decisive for Luther, is replaced by Erasmus for a larger system of grace that operates at 3 different levels. At the foundation of things is natural grace that creates us as we are and pulls us towards the good. At a second level is a preparatory grace that offers us the chance to lead a Christian life. And finally, there is justifying grace that helps us resist the attractions of sin after we have been justified. Free will for Erasmus is only the capacity to accept or reject preparatory grace, and a practicing Christian thus does not simply immerse himself in the world, but works with the assistance of grace to continually improve his moral character. Central to Erasmus's view here too is the notion that nature is a kind of grace. An individual's natural gifts, Erasmus argues, are his by the grace of God. Erasmus knew that Paul had considered and rejected this idea, but he believed that it was at least arguably orthodox, basing this assumption on material mistakenly attributed to Augustine. Some have argued that this understanding of nature as a form of grace points to a pantheistic current in Erasmus's thought, but Erasmus does not assume that God is present and active in everything. For example, he points out that, according to some, once God has given to the secondary causes, namely nature, the power to reproduce an act, he does nothing unless for special reasons he suspends the common action of nature. God is pictured here not as a prime mover who sets everything in motion, but as an artificer who creates a world that rather moves on its own, and who for the most part does not interfere in this creation. If this is true, then man's faith in the world and in the next is largely in his own hands. Hyperpistus Erasmus moves much closer to such a view than in his dry diatribe. This change also moves him closer to the heroic humanism of the Italians, and further from the Augustinian position he claims to defend. This is evident in a crucial passage in which he misquotes Augustine. Quote, God does many good things in man that man does not do, but man does many things that God does not do. What Augustine actually says, however, is that, quote, God does many good things in man which man does not do, but man does none which God does not make him capable of doing. While this may simply be a careless error, it is an error that allows Erasmus to retain the appearance of his orthodoxy, while actually defending an unorthodox position. Even if his position is unorthodox, however, there is no inclination that it is unchristian. Erasmus may simply want to expand Christianity to include a natural moral life, and a sense of being at home in this world in opposition to the alienation and longing for a cataclysmic transformation that he sees in Luther. Not only does this view of a minimal role for human free will provide a theological foundation for human dignity, it also frees God from the imputation of authoring evil. God, according to Erasmus, does not wish to seem cruel and unjust on one hand, and to be believed to be just and merciful on the other. It is true thus, quote, simply wicked to say God damns anyone who does not deserve it. Not only is it wrong, it does little to promote the love of God. You're back with better jokes. Well, I hope so. Why do people like cats? They're cute. I don't know why. I might need to go get a drink in a moment. I need to fill up my bottle of water. I can feel my throat. I guess all the talking that I did beforehand. They're perfect. Cute. That's a cute answer, Pip. That's really cute. I like that answer. That's super cute. Yeah, you know it. Oh, he stole your joke. Oh, no. He stole your joke. You got a joke. Was the term for something you used to have 12 of? They are small and adorable. They're very cute. I don't know, WhatsApp. What is something that you used to have 12 of? A doesn't. Okay, I like that. Okay, I like that. I like that. Give me a moment. I'm going to... Where's my BRB? Oh, there we go. I'm gonna BRB and we get some water. Hello, hello. It's better than chicken. More chickens. That's very true. Especially if they're cooked and breaded. Oh, okay. Let me have a little sip of water. Oh, I definitely pulled something sprinting to that bus. Oh, that hurts a little bit. It's okay. My guess is the chicken, breaded chicken. Don't you start it up, what's up? I think it was just going from 0 to 100. That kind of pulled it. Yes, BIAB. Where were we? Erasmus thus asks, who could bear the God who is supremely good, hardens the heart? I'm sorry, who could bear that God who is supremely good, hardens the heart of the king in order to make his own glory more illustrious through the king's destruction? But this is exactly the position Luther takes, for his assertions commit him to the belief that God throws a human being into the fire who has been guilty of nothing except not having any power over himself. Luther's position even entails the condemnation of unbaptized infants who have injured no one. Erasmus understands that the duality of the revealed God and concealed God is supposed to resolve this problem, but he does not find it satisfying. Oh, the BRB is right there. Thank you. Sometimes it's like you can still hear my voice. I know. I'm just a whisper on the wind. I'm the crackling in the fire. The glint in the snow. Luther, in his view, quote, grants that God works evil deeds but denies that he acts evilly. Such reasoning makes God, who is supremely good, and the devil, who is supremely evil, work together to make the same person perform the same work. Erasmus cannot believe that the actions of such a God could ever be justified. Moreover, the reliance on divine inscrutability is insufficient. Erasmus remarks, I do not think that even in the light of the glory it will be clear that God casts someone who does not deserve it into eternal fire. Erasmus's general positive view of both man and God thus leads him to detest Luther's notion that God would punish the innocent. For Luther, it was blasphemy to think of God in such human terms. For Erasmus, it was blasphemy to think of God in such devilish terms. Quote, Who will be able to bring himself to love wholeheartedly the God who has created a hell seething with everlasting torture, where he can punish his own evil deeds and wretched human beings, as though he delighted in their suffering? For Erasmus, God permits rather than wills evil deeds. God is the highest degree just and good. It is if he is just, then he does not punish eternally, but in his goodness he does not give up on anyone who does not give up himself. Who does not himself give himself up. Erasmus thus believes that we are slaves of neither Satan nor God, but occupy a middle ground between these two kingdoms. Am I made of iron? Am I made of iron? I think that one may not have came through. May not have translated very well. Love cat. I do have iron on me. I have my sword. I have my my crown, my torque and stuff. You're 10% iron. That's a lot of iron in your bloodstream, Triscuits. You should be careful of that, because I can't get enough of you. Don't be eating iron, love cat. Oh no, wait. No, hang on. Are you... Oh no, he has iron. He has iron deficiency. Oh no. That means that I am... No, there's a subtle flirty joke in there. I'm not smart enough to come up with it. Excuse me, my throat's getting a little bit... But that's cute, love cat. That's cute. Very cute. Where were we? Oh, yes. Insofar as humans occupy a middle ground, their moral choices play some role in determining their spiritual fate. Both nature and reason, in Erasmus's view, gives us a certain inclination towards morality. They sometimes even lead one who has been debased by his habits to be horrified by his sin. Reason is thus not the whore of Babylon, as Luther claims. In opposition to Luther's claim that Socrates, Epictetus, Aristides, Cato of Utica, and other philosophers were simply filled with vainglory, Erasmus points to Paul's admission that there is actual good in some philosophers. Indeed, pagan virtue rightly puts many Christians to shame, and books of philosophy contain precepts similar to those of the prophets. Thus, Luther is mad to believe that supremely moral men such as Socrates are evil. Even though we grant that moral virtues are not sufficient to gain evangelical justification without faith, people still were not doing wicked deeds when they honored their parents, loved their neighbors, and children and wives, supported the sick, poor, and afflicted. The position that Erasmus here clearly moves in a Pelagian direction, although in comparison to some of his other remarks during the same period it is relatively restrained. In 1522 he is one of his characters in the Holy Treat to claim, "Saint Socrates, pray for us," and in 1523 he uses the same phrase in his own name. He also virtually proclaimed the salvation of Cicero in his introduction to the Froben edition of Cicero's Tusculan Disputations. While this certainly diminishes the importance of Christ and his sacrifice, these claims for Socrates and Cicero do not necessarily demonstrate that Erasmus was heterodox. In fact, Luther himself comes close to Erasmus in his admiration for Cicero. He asserted, for example, that Cicero would sit higher than the Duke Gregor George of Saxony in the world to come, and if he, Luther, sat where Cicero did, he would be saved. He also says that the pagans who obey the law will be punished less severely by God than those who knowingly violate it. But in contrast to Erasmus, this does not mean that grace plays any lesser role. As McSorley concisely puts it, Luther does not so much deny natural goodness as show a complete disinterest in it, because in his view, ethical goodness is entirely irrelevant for salvation. Erasmus, in contrast to Luther, cannot believe that charitable works are irrelevant. Although we grant that works do not confer justification, certainly they do not make a person wicked unless they spring from a perverse motive. In fact, he agrees with Paul that if our contributions were not there, we would not be saved. Even for pagans, works made a difference. He asks Luther to imagine for me some pagans who never heard of the mysteries of faith, and if it was through no fault of his own that he did not, but has his mind set on learning what is best and living blamelessly, insofar as he can through the guidance of nature. I do not think that everything he does is sinful, whether it be loving his wife or bringing up his children in a wholesome way or contributing as much as he can to the common good. While these do not produce justification, they do invite the kindness of God. For Luther, there is clearly nothing that man can do to attain salvation, since everything depends on God alone. There is thus no path to salvation for Luther. In Erasmus's view, this univocal focus on divine will utterly undermines morality, almost as if reflecting on Luther's famous advice to Melanchthon to sin boldly. Erasmus remarks, "If it is predetermined that I am damned, any effort I make is useless. If I am destined to be saved, there is no reason not to follow my every whim. Humans can be improved by a proper upbringing, by education. They can also improve themselves by combining humanitas and pietas within the Philosophia Christi." Erasmus was convinced that a large part of goodness is the will to be good. Is the will, and thank you for the head pat. Thank you. The further that will leaves imperfection behind, the closer a person is to grace. To abandon morality and moral education, to see the formation of a character as irrelevant to human well-being, can end only in a world in which force alone rules, in a world in which the murderer, the rapist, and tyrant rule, or worse, a world in which the faithful rape, murder, and tyrannize others, in the name of God and as agents of his omnipotent and indifferent will. Last 2.5 pages. You did it because you have to go. You're probably going to sleep, love cats. Thank you so much for joining today. It was really nice to have you. I hope you have lovely, sweet dreams. Have a nice one. In 1516, or Alpha and Omega. Oh no, not the Omega verse. Not that. If you can sleep, I hope you get to sleep. Just do your best, okay? Do your best. In 1516, Erasmus had written his Education of a Christian Prince, to train the prince destined to be the greatest emperor in Europe since Charlemagne. This moment was in a sense the culmination of his project for the transformation of Europe from above, a ruling class of Christian humanists gradually spreading the fruits of an education in the philosophy of Christ, would, he believed, create a new European order. However, with the appearance of Luther, the schism in the church, and the outbreak of the Peasants' Rebellion, he saw his hopes for a peaceful reformation of Christianity and Christendom dissolve before his eyes. As a result of his quarrel with Luther, Erasmus fell into a pessimism from which he never entirely recovered. His pessimism was justified. Humanism would continue to exercise an important influence on intellectuals and on some members of the upper class. But as an agent of social change, it had been surpassed by the religious passions unleashed first by the Reformation, and then a few years later by the Counter-Reformation. These passions reached a much broader population than humanism, and moved them in more immediate and more violent ways. Bye-bye. The humanist project in which Erasmus had placed such great hopes would be revived, but only in a world that had been radically transformed by the wars of religion, the exploration and colonization of the New World, the Copernican revolution, and the development of a new mathematical natural science. And that's getting into the third way of viewing, of approaching the nominalist God, rather than putting God first or humanity first, such as Erasmus or Luther, or well, Luther and Erasmus to match them with what I just said first. One puts nature first, and we can see how that possibly plays a part. The intervening period was a time of unparalleled violence and religious fanaticism. Humanism would survive in a variety of forms, but it was generally driven from the public square into private towers and Epicurean gardens, out of ducal courts into secret societies and the privacy of individual households. From the outset of the conflict between Luther and the Church, Erasmus had feared the general breakdown of society and had done his best to prevent it. Luther, too, had recognized this possibility, but in contrast to Erasmus, he longed for it, for he believed it heralded the apocalypse. Erasmus had believed the Church and the state could be reformed by a humanistic system of education. Luther denied that any such improvement was possible, since man was powerless to change what God had already established. What were crucial for him was not moral reform and improvement, but grace, faith, and preaching of Scripture. In rejecting humanism, Luther thus also rejected the notion of a moral foundation of the social and political order. Perhaps the greatest monument to the period in which Erasmus and Luther lived was Michelangelo's work in the Sistine Chapel. His great ceiling was painted for Julius II during the years from 1503 to 1513, when the humanist project was at its height and humanists looked forward towards the future with extraordinary expectations. The ceiling portrays the humanist dream in all its magnificence. It tells the story of the genesis and destruction of the world, from the separation of light and darkness to the drunkenness of Noah. It is a scriptural and at times almost liturgical story, but this story unfolds within a classical framework in which God and the figures of Genesis have been transformed into pagan gods and heroes. It is a world in which love and beauty in Neoplatonic fashion holds sway, a world in which Christian prophets and pagan sibyls mingle with one another and teach the same lessons, and a world in which the heroic and naked human form is the measure of all things. The ceiling is thus the epitome of the humanist project that Erasmus defended to the end. Michelangelo remarked with calculated understatement that Julius II was well pleased with the result. The story, however, does not end there, for Michelangelo returned to paint the great altar wall for the chapel for Paul III in the years from 1534 to 1541. The story reflected on this wall is not the story of a world beginning, of a paradise lost and yet a paradise artistically continually regained. It is rather a story of the Last Judgment, and in its subject and style reflects the darkening prospects that overhung the European world. Here too heroic figures confront the viewer, but in a shaded landscape with clouds and terrified humanity swirling eternally around the threatening figure of Christ, his hand upraised rendering judgment, a judgment already complete, a judgment just completed, but whose consequences are not quite carried out, eternally and achingly imminent. The painting, of course, a painting of the end and the coming end, seems to herald the decline of a human-centered world, and the presage of the looming age of destruction that was soon to follow. Its reception was echoed the changing mood of the times. Almost as soon as the painting was complete, it was criticized by the pious as immodest and unchristian, and lesser men were called in to paint over the genitalia and to conceal the organs of generation that had been such an essential part of the Neoplatonic vision of love that stretched from Petrarch to Ficino. In a similar way, For the next century and a half, the humanists were forced to cover and conceal themselves, hiding their true intentions and enterprises away from the Inquisition and the intrusive public gaze of their fellow citizens and communicants. The world of humanism, as it is reflected in the Sistine ceiling, begins with the separation of light and darkness. The world of the Reformation, reflected on the altar wall, mixes these two together once again. In this twilit world, on the precipice of the apocalypse, the armies of light can scarcely be distinguished from the armies of darkness. The same was true of the actual world, where each side in the conflict of the religious wars was convinced that God rode with them, or that they were his emissaries. The creation of the modern world, as we understand it, in both a scientific and moral sense, was made possible only by finding a way once again to separate the light from darkness. The center of Michelangelo's ceiling is the creation of human Eve out of Adam. The center of the altar wall is the dark god man. The center of the ceiling, for those who opened up to the modern world, was neither human nor divine. In the midst of the wars of religion that called into question both God and man, the gaze of those who created the modern world seems to have turned to an earlier panel in Michelangelo's ceiling, to the creation of the cosmos, and thus to the material world with all its multiplicious motion. This modern ceiling in all its magnificence and power is, however, painted not in the vibrant living colours of the world of ordinary experience, but in the pure and brilliant, though colourless light of mathematics. And that ends that chapter, and brings us into the next chapter, Descartes' Path to Truth. Or Path to Truth. Of course, we're going to be looking at René Descartes next reading stream. But my voice is starting to go a little bit. Maybe next stream I'll get to read more, or maybe I'll start next stream and talk, and I won't get to talk. I won't get to read at all. You can't go away if he reads like this. You're making you interested in the story. That's nice to hear. I know for a while. Hello, Le Bien Pain. Much more likely. Thank you for the follow. I know for a while when I was reading, I could read fine, and but I feel like recently I've hit kind of a style. I don't know if it's the way he writes, maybe, just kind of the rhythm, but I think it's I think I've just hit a nice style with reading where it flows very nicely for the most part. Of course, I trip over the odd word here and there. That's always going to happen. It's always going to happen. There's nothing you can really do to stop that. But yeah. But if things keep going like this, 9 pages, 10 pages at a time. What are we on? We're on page 170. This book ends on page 294. We would be at it for quite a while. Although I think the epilogue might be more focused on specific things, so it might be ending 287. 1 book per year, exactly, D. And alongside my alongside my Baldur's Gate stream, it's 1 game a year too. I get to do nothing other than the 1-2 things. That makes sense, the 1-2 things. 1 game, 1 book for all eternity. I was saying earlier that I might get into Warhammer. I might start playing Warhammer on stream. Oh god, that would be another thing that would be like 2 hours go so fast in Warhammer. Thank you, Love Hat, for the Love Hat. Thank you, Love Cat, for the hydrate. That was a really fun stream, though. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to go digging around my digging around the trees for where I've hidden the that thing I was talking about. I'll take a few pictures, and what I'll do is I'll take some pictures of it, and then I'm gonna show it on next stream, and we're gonna try and figure it out what it is. We're gonna try and figure out what it is as I reveal more and more of it. I think that could be a lot of fun. I think that could be really funny. You guys aren't gonna believe what the hell it's for. Maybe you'll figure it out really quick. I don't know. Now, who is live? Ooh, who is this? Oh no, that's a shame. Least say so stream. Yeah, that won't be say so. I'm kind of sad. There's a really nice model here of someone called Bori Cat, and they're like a nun basically. It's quite nice. I was gonna say it kind of fits. She kind of reminds me of the priestess from Goblin Slayer actually. Just with the thing over her eyes, but she is unfortunately doing she's currently asleep right now, so it's a like 24-hour stream, I suppose. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, yep. Scrolling down, the rest of ASMR is not showing good things, I must say. Thanks for the stream, Ihama. Could it be a cigarette related? Maybe it is. Maybe you got in one. Who knows? 24. Wow. A smoking pipe? Maybe you kiss the lips and then you smoke out of it. Crack pipe lips. Maybe it's a crack pipe. Who of my friends are live right now? Who could I raid into? Can you just tell us you're super curious? Nope. Not happening. You're gonna have to wait. Oh, is Sandy Kink doing ASMR? I don't think so. Okay, I'll raid into Sandy Kink another time. I'm kind of looking for someone who's doing kind of ASMR type stuff. J-Jims might be well, I feel like this hasn't been much ASMR. Like you put a cigarette in the lips and smoke from the other end. That could be it. What if I don't know what it is and I'm just winding you guys all up? Like I don't know how to use it. Why is there no one around doing ASMR? You know what? I feel like I might raid into someone who isn't necessarily doing ASMR. Am I trying to... Ooh, you know what? Hang on. I haven't raided into Almantis in a while. And Almantis is another male tuba. And he's currently doing calligraphy. Ooh, very nice. I think that would be really cool. I believe he's an old man. I believe he's an old like history teacher or something. I think he said that. I don't know. Ruadh figures it out on stream. Maybe he's trying to lure us into the opposite item. Maybe, who knows. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Took me a little bit to find someone to raid. You know what I should probably do from now on? I should probably start I should figure out who I want to raid and then come to the end of it. To upcoming fan art. It's not, but that's very funny. But bye guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. And this was a really fun stream, I have to say. It's often fun when things go off the rail a little bit. But Gara Mila Mahagat and Slong the Foal, and I will see you guys next stream. Bye bye. Be kind to Almantis.